Hi everyone, hope you all. This is CoinsKid. I'm just going to dive into Vechain once again. Thank you for support. Big up the CoinsKid crew. So right now, Vechain is doing really, really well. You're slowly moving up into a level of resistance, and I think you're looking for a breakout relatively soon, potentially over the next few days, weekend, next week, or whatever. I can't specifically say, but as you're moving closer and closer to an apex, which I will show you in a moment, that's where you do usually see a break. And obviously, we're sort of coming up into it. So if we can get a break to the upside, I'm going to give you technical targets, and equally, if we lose support, you've got technical targets to the downside basically, and key levels of support that you need to hold. So for me, I do think that we're going to break out here. Again, it's not conclusive, anything can happen, but I think we're looking at continuation. I think we're going to break out relatively soon, and when we do start to break out, I do think we're going to come up to this blue trend line, potentially break out of that, and then we're going to start really getting the party started here. So for me, if you're looking for a nominal forecast of the next break and impulsive wave high, I think that you're going to work your way towards the 1618, okay, where you will run into resistance, come back for support, and you're going to get that extended blow off top just there up to this $1.50, and it's always been my forecast, because I do think you're going to get to the 2, okay, to the 2 fib, a nominal sort of expectation, which is up there around about 139, 150, and who knows, you might even get to the 2.272. Who knows? This is crypto. It can go absolutely insane. I mean, this particular breakout here, this got to the 2.272 and some, off this particular break. So for me, a conservative sort of forecast right now is 75 cents. Okay, now from here right now, that is a continuation, and you're looking at roughly 448% from where you are now. But if you get up to the 150, which has always been my target, I think you're looking at around about 1,000%, which is over a 10x, isn't it? So it's looking good. It's looking really, really good for continuation. Okay, so that's Vechain. It's looking good. So where would I be looking to take profit? Obviously, if we get up to these levels, amazing. But there is an indicator on the RSI and the weekly that I'm keeping an eye on. Okay, so like I've shown you numerous times for Vechain, when we're rolling over here, I said this is a key level of support that you want to see hold. You've come up and you've come back and you've held it, and you're creating a high low in the RSI. Believe it or not, the trend lines that it adheres to in the RSI, and once you break them, it's good, and once you lose them, it's bad, basically. So right now, if you start to come up and keep making these high lows, this is where you could potentially get to in this fifth wave before you get really overbought, really overheated, really parabolic, just like we did in that wave 3. It was screaming at us, look, you're overbought, you're looking for a correction, you're going to come back down to a key level support, and this was always my support in the RSI. So for me, I'm not going to be too greedy. This could be a little top indicator around about 87 in the weekly, but I do think if we get a little bit of FOMO, a little bit greed in the market, which you do usually get in the sort of big run-ups, you could be looking at about a 93 just there. Okay, so again, use the RSI on the weekly time frame to sort of signify a bit where the top is. Basically, don't be too greedy. Just here you could see that you're way overbought on this one. If you sort of come to this peak just there, I think you was that just there, and you start to get a little bit overextended. If you took a bit of profit there, you've lost out a little bit. It doesn't matter, because you've got a whopping correction coming, because the RSI is an indicator of that. Okay, so use the RSI going forward. I do think you're going to get 150, and I do think that RSI is going to go up there, but again, just because I think it doesn't mean it has to happen. We could roll over here and it's a bear, but whilst you're holding support and you're looking for continuation, this is why I'm still bullish. And I think on the hourly time frame here, the bulls are going up the stairs, and you're holding this key level support in this a massive sort of ascending triangle. So you're creating these high lows, you've got a level of resistance, you had a little bit of a fake out here to this level of resistance, look, because this is your primary level of resistance that you keep running into right now for Vechain, just there. Do you see that? So like I said to you, you're coming close to an apex, and I do think some kind of breakout soon. You're holding support at this support. Do you see that upper level of support, ascending support essentially, and you're running into this level of resistance. Just there, you had a little fake out, and just there, you had a little fake out. So you're caught at the moment in a range, but you're bullish because it's a continuation pattern that you're forming. It's a ascending triangle. So once you start to break out this level of resistance just there, you could see a little pump, a little dump back down to this level of support before you actually break out and you start to move on to an impulsive wave target just there. So a break is coming, isn't it? A break is coming. Now this is a key level support right here for Vechain just there. So if you do start to see it come up and break that, I would anticipate that you're looking at retest of that. You start to break through that, you're breaking this eye, and you're putting in a beautiful new impulsive wave right there, and you're looking at a lovely little long up of around about 7.2 0.74%. But at that point, I do think you're breaking out. And I do think you're going to be looking at retesting that blue trend line. And this is how quickly Vechain can move. You're fully aware of that right now. Vechain just absolutely takes off into space, So for me, from here right now, if we do continue, you're looking at a lovely little long up around about 22%. Okay, but the question is, what happens on this line once we retest this? Are we going to break out at that point, or are we going to run into it as a level of resistance, start to come back, and then sort of have a go at it? That would kind of make sense to me. So when that time comes, we'll look at it, okay, and we'll sort of try and figure out what's going to go on there. But yeah, it's looking for the breakout relatively soon, is Vechain. So yeah, it's Vechain. I hope you enjoyed that update. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.